The pain point of being single got to the point to where I just plumb didn't care. I knew that I was 40 years old and I have, according to the average lifespan of a human, at best another 40 years ahead of me, unless I, reach a super old age, of course. And if I want children and a legacy,
when you were single and the struggles you had when you were single, and specifically, approaching women and talking to women, finding the right person for marriage. Share with me more on that.
in my single years after having left the Amish, it was actually easy for me to go up and talk to anyone, including women.
Mm-hmm.
So that was not the issue. I could make friends fast and easily. And however, the challenge was going to an intimate level, like thinking about, going to an intimate level of communication that would be more intentional towards, potential marriage, going to the next level with the connection.
Mm-hmm.
That was my challenge.
Yeah. Why was it challenging?
Fear.
What kind of fear?
Well, there's a couple fears. One was, not trusting myself to make a good decision and not being sure how to tell if a girl is trustworthy, that she's not going to divorce me in this world where divorce is rampant.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a culture where divorce was basically non-existent. On a deeper level, there was the fear of commitment that was born of me just simply not knowing what my purpose, my mission is, and not being secure in my identity in certain areas. There's certain areas of my identity that was secure, but then there are other areas that were not secure. And the weakest link in the chain often determines the strength of the entire chain. And so that being said, that's why I was stuck in some areas and moving forward in others.
What happened that you felt like it's enough and you need a change?
The pain point of being single got to the point to where I just plumb didn't care. I knew that I was 40 years old and I have, according to the average lifespan of a human, at best another 40 years ahead of me, unless I, reach a super old age, of course. And if I want children and a legacy, or even the simple thing of enjoying marriage in my youth, while I'm somewhat youthful yet, is fast, fleeting, and it's not gonna. I don't have time on my side anymore. I don't have the luxury of time. It was no longer. I recognize it was no longer a matter of God's timing or God's will or finding the right one. I recognize I missed a turn back there somewhere, and I was the problem. I had to take ownership and responsibility and recognize that the buck stops with me. I need to make a decision to move forward.
Mm-hmm. So I know you decided to go with a mentor to help you in that. Is that something that Amish or previously Amish do, or is that super foreign?
They actually a lot of the Amish culture, a significant portion of the Amish culture actually does pursue mentorship. However, I will need to qualify that with the fact that there's just a certain genre of Amish people that pursue that, and they're usually the ones that are already on the fence with the personal growth and development, or rather, more accurately, should say they're on the fence on leaving the Amish, or they're more progressive, should I say.
Mm-hmm.
So the more progressive Amish that are, open to adopting a broader worldview, and considering that their lifestyle and their way of doing life may not be the only way, and they're more open-minded. And then going into the realm of the previously Amish period, yes, a significant portion of them do actually pursue personal growth and development. They love reading, they love going to seminars, they love listening to audio teachings and things like that. And they are generally sponges for information. And so there are some extremely intelligent previously Amish out there. The challenge that a lot of us previously Amish face is the thing of not knowing how to organize that information and give it some teeth with a plan, a structure, and a strategy and accountability to where it can actually go somewhere and get us the results we want. So we make the mistake of thinking that, well, if I just learn that next thing or get to that next horizon, I'll arrive. But then we get there and we just have more knowledge and still have no plan. And we don't know how to apply that knowledge and turn it into wisdom.
Yeah. So if we talk about the mentorship for relationships and marriage, tell me more on, first of all, do you have anything in your culture that someone takes you and mentors you? You have a older person that comes alongside of you and teaches you how to approach marriage. What are the things that might come up in marriage? How to things for marriage?
In the traditional old order Amish culture, that is virtually non-existent for the most part. Fathers are expected to play that role, and most of them fail that miserably. There are good fathers in the Amish culture that actually do they do their best to teach their sons and daughters well and equip them, but they're the exception. It's not across the board, is not usual. In the previously Amish realm, there are 10 mentors for every person that desires mentorship out there. I don't know if that's an exact statistic. I'm just saying there's coaches and mentors and teachers and trainers and people are willing to disciple are a dime a dozen. So as far as choosing which one, I would simply say look at the fruits. Do they have the results you want? And pick the mentor that has the real raw results that you want, and they're willing to spend the time with you and coach you and hold you accountable. And hold you accountable as in you share your dreams, your goals, and your victories with them, and then you hold yourself accountable to them.
That's good. So do Amish people have good marriages? Have you seen good marriages that you desire to have? And
I saw a few that I found inspirational,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed hanging around with those couples. So yes, I did see a few that they had the type of marriage and family setting that I was like, wow, that would be so awesome. I envied them because although my family life and my mom and dad, they're wonderful. We had largely a great growing up experience, but then again, some of the bad memories fade with time, and we tend to kind of, as we receive emotional healing, it's easy to hang on to the good memories and the bad memories fade. However, my childhood and my upbringing was actually very tumultuous and traumatic and rough. And it wasn't because it was abusive. There's a lot of freely expressed negative emotions and a lot of anger that was expressed in destructive ways. Anger is not something that I believe is necessarily wrong in and of itself. It's a motivating emotion. However, if it's misdirected, it can cause tremendous harm and damage. And then also, we didn't have a lot of I love yous or hugs in our older years. Not a lot of affirmation. Not a whole lot of praise and encouragement. It was usually just do's and don'ts and buck up and behave and stop doing this and just do, don't. But not a whole lot of relationship. Now that has definitely gotten a lot better. Obviously, my family wants to do better, so they grow, they learn.